But this is exactly what I envisioned. And that's really cool to see. Like, it was really fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss like I'm excited to live it, but I'm gonna miss like aspects of that.
It's been an amazing process for us, every step of the way. So it's been great.
Delays and all.
Yeah, I mean, it's delayed gratification is the key to happiness, right? Like the longer you can look forward to it, the better.
Yeah, people asked us like throughout the whole thing, they're like, is it so stressful? Like everybody said it's one of the most stressful things you can do. We're like, no, not really.
Yeah,
it
we're
really
lucky enough to be able to
Besides
build a
working
custom
with the
home.
city, which was apart from you guys,
Yeah.
like it wasn't stressful. It was just really fun and really enjoyable, and like sitting down with you guys and planning it and like picking out like it was really fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss like I'm excited to live it, but I'm gonna miss like aspects of like actual building it.
I know.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Like what made it not stressful? I feel like the communication was impeccable during the whole thing, which was really nice. Yeah. Well, and your attention to detail, like even with the fridge the other day, like I feel like you thought of everything before we could even like ask questions, which was really nice. Builder trend was awesome. Getting to like see all the selections and getting to see where we're at and what's on our schedule and getting updates every Friday. But we had our meetings weekly with you guys at the beginning. Like I feel like everything was so structured that there wasn't any guessing games of like, we don't understand what's coming next or we don't understand what's, I don't know. Everything was laid out.
And we didn't feel like we always had to be here, right? It wasn't like next door, Allie's dad was like, oh yeah, like I always had to be there, like making sure people were doing things. And it was always, with the weekly updates and the schedule, it was like, oh cool, yeah, they got it. Good to go.
A lot of trust, I feel like, that we didn't have to like be on top of anything if we didn't want to be.
Yeah. But I mean, when we started, we were all just brainstorming and talking about like, hey, how can we make this happen? Like, how can we lay this out in the best way for our family? Like, what are we looking for? What that set the tone, and then it was like from there it was smooth. It was like we're all in this together. We're all figuring it out.
Well, I feel like you and I were kind of cryptic with being like, I don't know, like cozy, and you were like,
no, we just want, don't you know? Don't you know the vibe we're looking for?
That's exactly. We're like, like rectangles. I don't know. What are we saying? And you were like, no, I totally.
You're like, I don't like long rooms. I want squares.
I feel like we were very specific, and you like got inside our head and like did it.
Yep.
Especially the bathroom, going on either side of the vanity. It's like one of my favorite parts of our layout. And going into our closets, never would have thought of that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it was totally like we couldn't get out what we wanted, but like you totally nailed it and got it. And that was really cool, both of you guys.
I mean, you guys have been thinking about this since 2018?
Yeah, I think
that was
that's when we sat down the first time.
Yeah, when we were living in Westminster, I think maybe.
Yeah.
So you've been thinking about it a while.
Yeah, we've lived in a few different homes since then.
And we went through a lot.
Exactly, and we're like, oh yeah,
That's super helpful.
It's really easy to know, and I feel like we do know, like when we know when we don't like something for sure. So that makes it really easy. Process of elimination is easier than try to make a vision come to life.
Too. And that was like super helpful. Like walking through model homes, being like, that's a great idea. We like that.
Like that carpet downstairs is from a model home that we went to.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we really like that carpet, and then Allie found it. So.
Yeah. It's just been really fun. But this is exactly what I envisioned. And that's really cool to see. Like, this is exactly what, I don't know, I had in my head the whole time. Like, wow, like really came out. Like, this looks better than the renderings. I feel like.
Because you're super visual. Like, you can walk through the house in your head.
That's how I'd fall asleep at night. I couldn't fall asleep, so I'd just like walk through the whole house and I would decorate here and I put stuff here.
Yeah, I remember when we came in here and the floor was being installed. Allie was like, do you like it? Do you like the floor? And they'd done like, I don't know, like 10% of the room. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, we gotta wait till the whole thing's done. And she's like, wait, what? You can't picture the whole thing? No, absolutely not. But it looks phenomenal.
Queen's Gambit over here, having
That's right.
trees over
We got selections.
So tell us about like a time during this progress of the house that you did feel stressed out, and what ended up happening. Like, can you walk us through one of those scenarios?
Well, recently, called in quite the panic. So we came by just to like see how things were going in the whole kitchen. Cabinets were in, the tile was in, but that was it. So none of the wood. I was like, this is so white. Like, it's sterile. What was I thinking? I shouldn't have done all this white. And so I called you and was like, we should paint the hood a different color. I don't know what we're doing. And it's too low. Like, I don't know what we're doing. Panicked. I was like, I'm sorry being that quiet, but this is bad. And you were like, okay, I'm gonna call Joel. We're gonna like talk about this and let's stick with the plan, write it out. I was like, okay, that sounds good. But then once all the wood came together, it was beautiful. But I think the nice thing was, you said, if you don't like it after you live in here, like, we'll come back and we'll fix it, we'll make it right. I was like, oh, then I don't need to make the decision right now.
Yeah.
I can trust to just let this go, and then we'll come back, and if we have to change it, we'll change it later. And that took so much pressure off, I feel like, just knowing that once we were living in the house, it wasn't like, well, now it's set in stone.
Done.
Like,
It's your only chance.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Have the opportunity to change stuff was like a, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I
Like,
think
that was my,
I would imagine a lot of people when they build a home too, the perfection is the goal, right?
Yeah.
And it's just not like, that shouldn't be the goal. The goal should be to be able to be in a space that makes you happy and that you had a hand in designing, and the evolution can go from there. Like, you don't have to get every single thing perfect, and I think we got it pretty close.
Yeah.
Or you'll never end up building if you try to get it perfect.
Oh yeah.
Where you're just like, I gotta have every.
And people are paralyzed by it.
Yeah,
right?
you get paralyzed. Yeah.
And that's like, we were so happy with the initial design that it was like, we don't have to change anything. Like we love this design.
and we went with a different architect first.
Yeah.
Paid for the plans.
Yeah, we
Went through
worked
the whole
with
process.
worked with an architect back in 2016. It was the same one that Allie's parents had worked with. And yeah, we paid him for it, we worked on it, but he just didn't. It didn't matter what input we gave, the
wasn't
output
us.
was the same. It was very basic floor plan. So yeah.
Working in-house for the whole thing, I
Was-
think also made it like go seamlessly because you guys all talk to each other and
Yeah.
were able to make things away.
I'm sure from your perspective too. Yeah, you're like, you don't have to work with a different architect. Yeah.
It makes everything fit
Yeah.
together. And like all of those
There's just a
perspectives
ton of
are
coordination.
so dependent on each other.
We told you guys we wanted brick from the beginning in the laundry room. So from the very beginning of the plans, you guys built in our floor
Yep.
was a little lower, or like those little things that I'm sure helped from the very beginning to make that not have to go back. And I don't know, that was really, really nice doing it that way instead of everybody trying to communicate and I don't know.
Yeah, like what Dan was saying about just having that kind of being just really satisfied with that original design. It's like taking the time to really develop our concept really strongly. I think really helps the trajectory of the project because then you're like you're set on the schematic and you're set on the concept renderings and like yes, there's going to be stuff that fluctuates and stuff that changes along the way, but like we had such a strong sense of the direction we were going.
Right.
I know that we had swapped some lighting out and even some tile that we ended up having to kind of switch out, and it turned out better.
Yeah.
Like there was a need to switch it out because like there was like a shifting of our style of light pendant or of our lighting fixtures,
Yeah.
and it actually like brought those little details all together throughout. Like I don't know, we kind of went from like an industrial lighting to like a boho lighting, but I feel like it just really nails both of you guys and like pulls all those details and makes a whole lot of sense.
Well, you guys, I feel like took the time to get to know us really well, to know like what our style really was and who we were, so that it like there were choices that we made that you're like, that's not really like what you said you wanted to go for in the environment you want to create. And so like those helped navigate like this is really what we want it to look like and feel like overall. And you guys were able to get to know us and help us like stay on like the path instead of getting so excited about like new things that popped up. It's like, but this was your original like part in this. You know?
Yeah, I remember that the first time we sat down, it was like, what are your things that are like non-negotiable? What are your things that you need this house to be?
And what do you want it to feel like?
Yeah, and I feel like we stayed really true to that throughout the process.
And you guys helped us stay true to that because I think there was a lot of like, okay, what I hear is like cozy. I hear you wanting to have people over. Like, okay, like let's stick to those things that are like who you are, which was a part of it, which I think helped a ton.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just remember going through, Amy would send us like revisions on the plans. There was like 5 different sets. We're like, well, we like this from this one and this from this one, and can we like slam them all together and pull all these different parts? And like, yeah, nailed it.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't wait to live here. It doesn't feel real, but.
I know, like building people's homes is pretty emotional, like for most everybody, for everybody. So thank you for trusting us with it because it's kind of a vulnerable place to be.
Oh gosh,
to be like, can I trust these people to give me everything that I've always wanted?
Yeah.
But I think what you want is a home that you can bring your family and that you can be comfortable in and cozy in. You know, I think if you stay true to those, like the longings are like, all the other things like they find a way to like work themselves out, you know, and it's like really a longing for like a home.
Well, and so pretty sure neither one of us ever thought we'd live in a home like this.
No.
So this is kind of like a heaps of blessing.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like every time I drive in, world. Yeah. I think our biggest thing was that we wanted a home that we could turn back over and have like people in all the time and have their friends over and have like, I don't know, to bless other people. And I feel like this space lends itself to like have people fill it all the time.
Yeah.
And that makes me really excited.
Yeah, the last thing we want to do is have a beautiful home that you helped us create and just hold it all to ourselves, right? Like that is the vision for this home. So hopefully you've helped us create a space that we can share with our community.
You guys created that with your attitude and with your giving.